Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, the video companion for AstroChiron.com, or should I say welcome back if you've been keeping up with the series. With the mascot like the Scorpion, Scorpio has a rather dark reputation that I think is poorly earned. Like the Scorpion, Scorpio must have a hard exoskeleton due to a life of constant change, and they must utilize their stingers, for they are easily stepped upon. And furthermore, like the Scorpion, they truly glow in the darkest of places. Being a fixed sign influenced by the element of water, Scorpio is known for her ability to enact intimate and unabashed investigation, analyzation, and experimentation. And since I had a rant in the last video, I'm going to have one for this one too. Less of a rant, more of a conversation. So stay tuned for the end of the video for my take on Taylor Swift possibly being an actual Capricorn Ascendant. We'll start with Scorpio's expression through feminine features. They have slanted eyes, which are always the focal point of the face. These eyes are framed by a heavily arched brow. These brows are especially apparent on Yara, and you can very much see them on Hunter as well. Their lips are very full, even pouty, and they're very sculpted. This is a feature each of these women share. Additionally, they have shield-shaped heads with a pointy chin, which draws even more attention to the shape of their eyes as their faces taper off at the bottom. It's kind of like a flat top and pointy bottom situation, giving them an almost trapezoidal forehead, which tends to be rather flat. Finally, they have nose bridges that are prominent despite the differences in their nose shapes. Their nose bridges tend to stand out in their profile. As for the men, the bottoms of their noses are especially triangular due to their flaring nostrils. Between this and their closely set eyes, they have relatively narrow faces. They're almost doe-eyed, with these eyes sitting under small rectangular foreheads. This gives them something of a sleepy look, with their eyes half closed, or I suppose you could argue they appear high depending on how you look at it. They have downturned mouths that often suggest a constant mild disinterest. I suppose that this suggestion is supported by their nature as well. This near frown is especially notable on Frank and Justin. They're not scowling at you, but they're certainly not smiling at you either. This video is brought to you by me. I am the astrologer behind AstroChiron.com, the one-stop shop for all astrological readings, articles, horoscopes, and art. I have a free ask feature that you can use for quick questions that I will respond to via blog post. Readings range from $25 to $200, whether you want 3 questions answered in detail, all the way to a thorough hour-long or more reading from me personally via phone or video chat, discussing your entire natal chart, the aspects within it, and each planet's placement. The first 20 subscribers to this channel will gain access to all 20 plus written and live readings at a 40% off discount. Again, that's AstroChiron.com, AstroChiron.com. Don't forget the hyphen, and join our community today. As for their lives, they tend toward life-changing controversies or transformations. Taylor's career, for example, has been fraught with controversy. Just recently, she's been getting a lot of negative feedback from her right-leaning fans because of a progressive political stance. In a less controversial expression, there's also her beginning her career as a definitive country pop star and then becoming much more pop after her first few albums. Additionally, Frank is one of the first black R&B artists to come out publicly. He did so on Tumblr around a decade ago, and there was a huge to-do about it in the industry. I think it was a huge cultural shifting point in the black community especially. Finally, Jaden's life has been filled with minor controversies, mostly centered around not dressing within the confines of gender norms or acting like a normal teenager when he was one. These natives are extremely fashionable. They're known to make daring fashion choices while also influencing the fashions of others. Hunter is a heavily sought-after model from print to the runway, while Taylor is known for her great gowns, beautiful gowns. I already mentioned Jaden's relationship with gender-bending fashion, and this also applies to Cuddy, who is also known for his midriffs, skirts, and painted nails. Finally, Scorpio Ascendant natives tend to stand out in whatever fields they found themselves in, perhaps due to their ability to evolve with their work and the world around them. Frank and Cuddy are both known for their unique vocal deliveries, and I think both have a very polarizing voice, meaning I know that there are a lot of people who say that neither of them can sing. And while Cuddy is more of a rapper who has melodic lines in his songs, Frank is primarily a singer-songwriter who sometimes raps. So I personally love their voices, as they really convey the pain they've been through and the different people they've been throughout their lives. Either way, Frank stands out for his writing ability, if not for his vocal performances. Then we have Justin, who is a modern blue-eyed soul artist who has delved into R&B for most of his career. He did campaign for one of his previous albums to be fully considered as an R&B album, but I don't think it got as much reception as he wanted it to get. But either way, he too stands out in the realm that he wants to be in because he's white. Finally, Yara was noted for her studies at Harvard, earning her undergraduate degree there. I'll be honest, if you see a Scorpio rising native out, you should also play the lottery. They're not often out and about to be spotted. That friend that you can barely get out of their house or out of their phone or their book is probably a good culprit for a Scorpio Ascendant. Okay, now Taylor Swift's Cap rising. Every time I've seen Taylor Swift's rising sign in the past like 2 or 3 years and I see that it's Scorpio, it throws me off because she gives me Capricorn rising vibes. She's a little taller than we normally are, but she is very much like about her business and, to my point, very serious. Like, she doesn't seem to do goofy well. Even when she's trying to like be laid back and stuff, it seems kind of stiff. And I'm a Cap rising myself, so that I'm talking about myself. I'm not just talking about Taylor Swift. So whenever I look up her chart and I see that she's a Scorpio rising, it's always very jarring for me. So color me surprised when, I don't know, while I was writing this, I look and I have the feeling again, and I'm like, you know what, let me make sure she is a Scorpio rising before I do all this work and she ends up not. And I see that she's a Cap rising. So then I'm like, oh fuck, I did this wrong. I made a mistake in my research. Let me go back and see. No, there are some sites saying that she's a Cap rising, some saying she's Scorpio rising. The ones that say she is a Cap rising, these sources are like not good. They're like D level from like A to F. They're like a D or like a double D, which is I think even worse. So sorry, again, that's my cat. So I don't know if she has given her birth time and people have I don't know what the situation is. I don't really care. But if she is a Capricorn rising, she would have a Scorpio midheaven. And I know what you're saying if you read whole signs. No, she's a Cap rising, she's a Libra midheaven. No. I don't read whole sign. I read Placidus. I feel like it does stuff that whole sign does not. And I feel like most people who look at astrology and like a psychological bent use Placidus. That's not important. We'll have a debate about that later. What I'm saying is, with her chart in Placidus, she is a Scorpio midheaven. And I also am a Scorpio midheaven. I find that Capricorn risings, we tend to come off more as our midheaven. So Capricorn risings are often very pretty and very well put together. That's because a lot of Capricorn risings have their midheaven in Libra, and Libras are very put together and very pretty. And that's because the Capricorn rising is always putting off this projection of how people should see them and like what their reputation is and what their legacy, what we want it to be. So we're always putting off that kind of projection, which is simply your midheaven. So if she is a Cap rising, if that is correct, then we've been seeing her as a Scorpio rising this whole time anyway because of her midheaven. That is essentially why. Sorry about all the bumps in the background. My cat has just woken up and she's decided to ruin this recording day for me. Either way, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video and listening to my, half rant, half conversation. Whether you're new here or you've been following me for a while on various social media, your views are very important to me. You should stay tuned for Sagittarius Ascendant, the Wanderer and the Teacher, or the Aimless Guru, depending on your perspective, to be honest. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on these notifications to keep up with the community and get these videos out there to the girls and the gays and the astro enthusiasts. New video every Thursday so far. In the meantime, you can visit AstroChiron.com for frequent updates, from horoscopes to articles to astrology news. Thank you guys, and much love.